Oh, hey. Hi.
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 I see you wore your Letits shirt.
No, we're not talking about it.
We're not talking about it? We're not going to mention it?
No, I just want it to be, like, just what I'm wearing, like,
Okay.
for comedic effect. You know how, like, that's funny?
Yeah.
Because you're not talking about something and it's, like, obvious.
Yeah, you don't want to make a joke
like,
about
I'm just
the joke.
be, like, randomly wearing a shirt and then...
It's called subtle.
Yeah, subtlety. But now you ruined it. It's fine.
Okay.
Alright.
So we're going to ask you some questions about your boob job and powerlifting.
Right, so,
Tell the people what you did.
What I did. So I lost a lot of weight, and I gained a lot of weight first, and that was due to just being fat, genetically, but also having a child. And my breasts got to the point where they were at a G cup, and then as I slowly lost weight, they just went all the way down to a B cup, but with G cup tissue.
You're so small.
So they're very small.
They're so small.
And if you looked at my Instagram post prior to, basically what spawned this whole thing, you'll see that I was pulling them up off my chest, and the skin was. Katie was there.
I was there
on my couch when I did that, so she can vouch for it. It was pretty crazy.
It was like watching someone roll up a cigarette themselves, but it was titties.
So that happened, and I made the decision to get breast implants, and I had a consultation. And so, I mean, I'm not really going to go into too much detail because I figured these questions will bring up what people want to know. So,
all right, so
Katie is my assistant today, and my partner in love and life and basically everything. So she's going to read me the questions, and I'm going to answer them.
All right. One person asks, I had a reduction and a lift.
You can say their username, so we can give you a shout out.
Retro Specs.
Oh, hey girl.
I had I can't read. I probably should have told you this. I don't know how to read.
You know what the worst part is? I never learned to read.
Adult illiteracy. I'd read this. I had a joke there. I don't. Okay. Retrospect says, I had a reduction and lift years ago. How was your pain and recovery?
So, it's a great question.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that I was very terrified the night before surgery. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect.
I was there. I ate everything in her fridge.
She always does that. Always eating, Katie. So after surgery, so I had two fears going into the surgery. One, about the anesthesia and putting a needle in my arm, because I have had really bad experiences with that. And two, how I would feel when I woke up from anesthesia. So the anesthesia was fine. It was no biggie. I had a good person. Sometimes you get fucked up people and they just like can't find the vein, and it's terrible. So I got so they told me after surgery, they woke me up and they said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your pain level? And I said a 7. I lied. It was a 6. I like drugs. So, I just wanted the drugs. But it was around a 6, and it really, honestly, never went above that. Now, I did have a reaction to the anesthesia, and I could not keep food down, and I vomited a lot that day, and that sucked. And I had nausea that was awful, and that was terrible, and that was really the worst of it. Like, it wasn't the titties at all. So yeah, I would say pain on a scale of 1 to 10, like, never went above a 6 or a 7, and the only reaction I had was the anesthesia, and I was kind of nervous about it too. So I just didn't know what to expect. So
that first day recap lots of barfing.
Yeah.
Pain was at a 6. Lied and said it was at a 7 because hospital drugs are great.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Should we do these like little recaps? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I love that. It's great.
Okay. Again, can't read. Buff Black Babe asks, have they impacted your ability to bench at all? Any trouble wearing a bench shirt?
So, I am not an equipped lifter. I've never used a bench shirt, so unfortunately I don't have that experience to share with you. I would like to bench with a shirt, but
we raw dog it.
We raw dog it. I'm just like it's just not that's not what I'm doing right now. So anyway, that sucks. But my ability to bench has not been affected. I have a pretty low bench press. I'm working on it. Yeah, we're a newbie, but natty girl. But nothing. No, and there are a lot of questions about bench, so I will get to the details. So just want to go to the next one.
Yeah. Kitty Kabuti asks, did insurance cover any of this, or is it all considered elective?
It's all considered elective and cosmetic.
Insurance doesn't pay for titty meat.
No. Insurance does not pay for titty meat.
All right. And then Buff Black Babe asks, also, do you do over or under the muscle?
So that's a great question. I got my implants under the muscle. I wanted a more natural look. So they call the top of the breast the pole, this slope. And I really wanted like a nice sort of like kind of low hanging sort of slope pole to have a more natural hang to them. If you get them up over the muscle, it has more of like a, for lack of a better term, stripper look. Like, just what you think of when you think of like a trashy stripper look, which is a look that I am not judging and that I like, but it's not for me.
All right. And then there's a yes, girl. Okay. Jill the Ninja asks, how long until...
Are you really a ninja, Jill?
Are you Ninja Jill?
Are you really a ninja?
Do you have a lot of turtlenecks? Okay. She asks, how long until you were lifting again? How did it affect your lifting?
So,
I'm itchy.
After 4 weeks, I was clear. After 2 weeks, I was cleared to do light cardio. I've heard people do cardio a lot sooner than that. Probably would have been okay. But I just like to listen to my doctor and do what people tell me to whenever they're way more experienced than I am at things. I'm not a plastic surgeon, so I listened to my doctor. And my doctor told me to wait 2 weeks, so I waited 2 weeks to start light cardio. Did light cardio for 2 weeks, just walking, didn't get my heart rate up too much. And then after that, I was cleared to do legs and light bench stuff. So I couldn't do chest focused exercises at first, but my workouts at 4 weeks were, I started with like I think we used a 22-pound bar, or maybe just even, it was like a 22-pound, no, Smith machine. Started on the Smith machine, I did close grip incline bench. And the close grip just kind of kept everything together, and that was what my plastic surgeon recommended. And then I did that for gradually for a 2-week period, and then eventually went to a straight bar, flat bench with just the bar. And so it was in total back to flat bench 6 weeks is when we started back. 4 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, 6 weeks out is when I started to actually use the flat bench. And then with legs and squats, so with deadlifts and squats, I was right back to it. Now, I had taken some time off, and I had also been post-meet. So I did a meet December 9th and then got my surgery December 13th. So I was kind of like, weak and beat up and shit. So I didn't jump right back in. I would have started at a lower weight anyway, so that kind of worked out well. But I would say strength returned after 8 weeks, I would say. For the deadlifts and squats, and for bench, I'm about up to par now. So I would say, I don't know, like maybe a couple weeks, like 10 weeks for bench for strength return.
All right.
Sorry, that was long.